Have you ever heard the saying, a healthy body promotes a healthy mind? Well, I feel like that is more prevalent in 2025 more than ever. The newer generation, especially in the last few years, has really had an uptick in mental health issues and also just overall mental health being low and being strongly affected by the world around us, current events, and just whatever else they're experiencing in life. And as the world becomes more overstimulating with social media, technology, and just other things that are taking up our time, I feel like a lot of people neglect the number one thing that can help them survive and help them really strive to be the best they can be, which is their actual body. The phrase healthy body, healthy mind reflects the actual relationship between physical and mental health. And research today is showing that optimal physical health will significantly influence mental health and vice versa. Now, engaging in actual regular physical activity can enhance mood, reduce anxiety, and just overall improve cognitive function. So you may be asking yourself, why doesn't everybody start working out or partake in fitness? Now, I'm sure everybody has a different answer to that, but to make it simple for you, it's because it's not easy. There are so many factors that play into an individual when they want to start their fitness journey, and most people just get overwhelmed and confused, so they just give up. But what if I told you that it is easier than you think? The hardest part about starting your fitness journey is the beginning. Starting, that's the hard part. So, for today's video, I wanted to give some beginner tips on how you can start your fitness journey or just working out in general to help you improve your well being, improve your mental health, and also just feel better at the end of the day. For credibility purposes, since I am giving advice on fitness, I do currently obtain a bachelor's of science degree in exercise science and kinesiology, as well as a certification in martial arts fitness instruction. I've also ran multiple boxing clubs in the past and been teaching martial arts for about the past 5, 6 years. So definitely take with what I have as a grain of salt, but at least you know that it's not coming from nowhere. Now, before I start this video, I do want to start off with some disclaimers. Even though I do have experience in exercise science, my advice is not going to be superior to an actual medical professional. So definitely consult with your doctor about any physical issues or internal issues that you might be experiencing before trying out any of my tips. I also don't want this video to be a guide to solve your mental health issues. Mental health can be very complicated and it does need to be taken seriously. So, if you are experiencing any mental health issue that is truly affecting your life and you are not feeling very good, definitely consult with a professional, either a doctor, psychiatrist, therapist, to get help that way. So, without further ado, here's my beginner's guide to starting your fitness journey. Step number one is to set your goals slash motivation. I would say this is probably the easiest step into getting started with your fitness journey because most of everybody knows what they are wanting to achieve. Whether that be to have a summer body or just feel better. I've had some people that have just wanted to be able to play with their kids without, feeling like they're catching their breath constantly and they just feel out of shape, or just wanting to walk upstairs and not feel like you're going to pass out. Whatever that goal is, my biggest advice is keep it simple. Once you have your goals and your motivation, that is the first step to really deciding which path you want to take when you start working out. Because obviously, there are many, many ways to get physical activity in your life, to partake in fitness, because fitness is everywhere. Which brings me to my second tip, which is to choose your workout or your physical activity you want to partake in. This could be anywhere from working out in a gym, lifting weights, doing cardio on a treadmill, or going out and playing soccer with some buddies on the weekends or a couple times a week. You could also, get a home gym and just focus on, strength and conditioning if you have an injury that you're trying to, overcome and get stronger over time. There's many, many ways that you can go about it. Personally, I find it extremely important to not only find that workout that you want to do, but have some sort of enjoyment with that workout. Since this is a retro gaming channel, I've seen a lot of people get into the VR scene as of recent, and I actually have a VR headset as well, and I have a boxing game on there, Thrill the Fight, if you've ever heard of it, and that has been a great way to just get a good sweat in and get some, a good 10, 20 minutes of physical activity. And it's just been fun. So I feel like finding something that is fun for you to do is going to make this journey even better. From an exercise science background, though, if we're talking specifics in terms of how long you work out or what activity to pick to really actually help your body achieve a certain level of activity to lose weight, help you reach your goals, I would recommend just having something that you can perform about 3 days a week for at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour max, especially when you're getting started, because that will at least help you break a good sweat, burn some calories to really make an impact at the end of the day. However, cardio activities compared to strength and training activities such as lifting weights, those do have a difference in intensity. So, obviously, how much time you spend on that does depend on the activity and the individual as well. So, if you have any questions about that specifically, let me know. Tip number three is to create a balanced schedule. Most people who give advice on exercise or start a fitness journey with very little information, they forget that working out is a balancing act. Now, what I mean by that is it is important to have the days where you are focusing on your workouts and getting a lot of physical activity, but you also have to remember that recovery is part of the fitness journey. So set days that you do work out during the week and then set specific days where you can actually take a step back, stretch, eat food, get some fluids in you, and just focus on recovery. Now, this is a factor that will depend on the individual and their goals, but my personal advice is focus 3 days a week at first on whatever activity you're wanting to perform. Have 2 days during the week that you do recovery exercises such as stretching or very small weight activities to strengthen condition. And then the weekends can be either extra days if you miss something during the week or just more recovery days, obviously, as you start the new week. But without recovery, your body will not have a chance to recover what you've lost through that physical activity, such as damaged muscle fibers that need time to get oxygen and grow back even stronger. But also, you'll need time to build up calories again to then burn off when your next day comes. If you need any further advice on individually setting a good schedule to help you reach your goals, once again, feel free to comment down below, and I'm more than happy to sit down and kind of talk through more specifics with you. Tip number four is something I don't have much experience in compared to everything else on this list, but diet is a huge factor when it comes to exercising. Obviously, I am not in any way a certified nutritionist or an expert in what foods you need to be putting in your body, and that is another factor that depends on what dietary restrictions an individual has. But what I will say is that just don't eat shit all the time. If you go out and eat with your friends one night, maybe the next night focus on a salad with no dressing or vegetables, fruits and vegetables, and just focused on balancing your diet to, have one day where you eat something very focused in carbs, and then maybe the next day you have a little bit more protein. So just be aware of what you're putting in your body as the weeks go by, and just try to find whatever balance that you can there. But I will say that your body needs food to obviously have energy to burn and calories to burn when you are performing your workouts. But also, it depends on what you're putting in your body, as some foods will kind of bring your energy levels down, which will obviously hinder your ability to perform effectively when you are in the middle of your physical activity. So just be wary of what you're putting in your body and, just be careful, obviously, of too much alcohol, too much fast food, and just find your balance. My final tip is going to be very focused on both a physical aspect and a mental aspect, and that is consistency. With any goal that you set in your life, not just with fitness, it is important to have consistency when you're trying to reach a goal. The basic principle behind fitness is you're basically just putting more effort over time and kind of compounding results as the weeks, months, years go by. I would say it closely resembles an investing mindset with, money in general. The more you invest over time, the more it will compound with interest and build up your income and your savings. And that's the same way with working out as well. The more you invest in yourself for a longer time, the more results that you'll see. Mentally, though, consistency becomes a huge factor when you are trying to persevere through those mental obstacles, such as waking up in the morning and you just want to stay in bed and thinking about skipping your workout. That is the best time to really focus on the consistency aspect because that is going to hinder your results at the end of the day. If you skip workouts and don't make up for it, it's like investing money, but then you spend $1,000 on a car that could have gone into investing. Obviously that's going to affect how much you'll build up over time. So focus on overcoming those mental blocks and obstacles. And if you keep consistent, both physically and mentally, that's where the magic happens. So, for anybody that is starting or thinking about starting their fitness journey, but don't really know how to go about it, I hope these 5 tips have helped you at least get a good idea of where to start, how you want to go about it. And if you do have any questions or still feel like you're confused or not really knowing where to go, more than happy to sit down and talk with anybody through Discord chat, or feel free to comment down below and I can make another video about any specific fitness concern or obstacle that you guys might be coming across. I had a lot of fun making this video, and this is definitely my longer video because this is something I have a very personal connection with and a lot of experience in life as well. So I'm really happy to put this across to you guys, and I do really hope that it helps someone and puts them in the right spot to start their fitness journey. Once again, guys, I appreciate you sticking around in the Free Think Dojo with me today. If you do have any questions, obviously feel free to comment down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later.